There are a whole lot of different ways how you can trade items with other players, including yourself in Once Human. The more straightforward methods are great for the majority of items, while for gear or deviations, sharing powerful weapons and armor, well, this can be a little bit more trickier or does require some setup. Well guys, it's your man 4am again with a new Once Human guide, in which I'm going to share 6 different methods how you can share items with other players, including your own alt accounts. From resources to deviations, weapons and armor, this guide will have it all for both PvP and PvE, so let's get down to business. It took quite some time to prepare this setup with 2 different accounts, so I can show you exactly how it works. A like would be very much appreciated, while if you have more things to add to it, more tips for the community to share items with each other, be sure to leave them in the comments down below. The first method is pretty straightforward, very familiar to most people, is all you want to do is when you interact with another player is press trades. The other player will get a prompt which you can accept or refuse, which will bring you to the trading menu. This is probably the best method to trade with other people, while it's also quite limited in terms of the items which you can trade with each other. Anyways, let's throw in some starter stores. I've got 17 right here. On my alt, I'm gonna just click on some corn seeds and press lock trade. So if I lock trade with my main character as well, press confirm, then the other player also has to confirm it, and that will basically fulfill the trade. Now I have this corn seed, while on my alt character, I have this nice Stardust source. If you only have one computer or one Once Human account, let's say, with different characters, there is another method which works very well to trade not only with other people, but also yourself, which is the Vending Machine. If we check out the Cradle Memetics, what you want to do is check out the 3rd tab, Logistics, scroll down, and this is where you can pick up the Vending Machine. A pretty neat trick, in my opinion, to place this one, function facility by the way, is to have a window right in front. This allows you to access it from your interior, so you can basically place things in there without having to leave your base. Find a resource we want to sell, for example, silver ore. We're going to choose the right currency, energy links in this case, and we're going to put, let's say, a unit price of 2,500 for 1, and then list it for sale. This is an absurd price, by the way. So if I check out my alt account, walk to the vending machine right now, well, I can press on energy links and this will show the price. If I want to press purchase, unfortunately, I don't have the currency right now, but that basically is how it works. Let's quickly switch the account and remove it from sale. Imagine if I want to just get rid of all these silver ore, I'm going to press max quantity and I want to give these to my alt. What I can do is change the currency to item exchange. And what I think is a very nice trick right here is to simply check out an item like a potato. So right now, what I can do is press trade and purchase all 40 silver ores for just 1 potato. On my vending machine, now the potato is gone and I don't have it in my inventory, which means I first have to press G or whatever to claim the yield. Now, let's move on to a more tricky type of trading, which allows you to sell a lot more items to others, including deviants or deviations, which you can normally not place in the regular menu or vending machine. Say with 4am, why I have a deal to sell one of my deviations, for example, the Busy Bee right here, for 100,000 credits. You know what? Let's make it a little bit easier and say 40 silver. They're going to accept the prompt and then we can lock the trades and we're going to press confirm on both sides. Now I've got that nice 40 silver and it is time to meet my end of the bargain. So we're going to check out all the deviations right here. Check out the Busy Bee and we're going to press and hold discard. So now the Deviant basically dropped on the floor as junk. Very nice indeed. But on the other account, what we can do is pick up that junk. If we claim it, it will be this exact same deviation. If we check out the menu, it will also be that 3-3. The same can be done with, for example, this solar drill or the melee calibration blueprint. You know what? Let's drop some other garbage right here as well. Now we're going to walk back and let the other player pick up all the junk. There we go. Another great method to share or trade items with others is to basically give them permission to enter your base and use its facilities or even store and withdraw items from it. So what we're going to do for this one is press escape, click on Get United, create a hive specifically, right there in the top right of the screen. Now, if we want to recruit a member, all we have to do is interact with them and press invite to hive. They will get a prompt, they're going to simply accept that, and GG. The next thing we want to do is, of course, create some storage. We're just going to press regular create right here. And I don't know, just place some ingots inside. If we want the other player to pick it up, first, what we're going to have to do is press escape or instantly go to the friend list. Then we're going to click on that person in our hive tab right now. And with a right click, you go to friend permissions, and there you can enable or disable the access to facilities, building, and also storage. If I only want to give them access to storage, we can do it like this, so they can't ruin our base. But right now, for showcase purposes, I'm just going to give them access to everything. So now what they can do is interact with the crate, and look at that. This is where they will find the copper, aluminum, and bronze. They also have access to our facilities right now, so they can interact with them and of course also take the resources from them. Unfortunately, you won't be able to withdraw the deviation. What you can do though is destroy the securement units. This, unfortunately, once again, doesn't give you the deviation. Instead, it will return to its rightful owner. There is another great way how you can share items with other players or yourself, specifically weapons and armor with a softer type of PvP trading, let's say, which can also be achieved on PvE servers. So what you're gonna do is basically place your base. The next thing we're gonna do is check out the building, storage facility, and make ourselves an armor and weapon storage crate. Let's give our alt character the wildfire pistol, as well as, for example, these rustic gloves tier 5. Now, if we switch to the alt account, you can see that these cannot interact with the chest. So there is no way how we can get our hands on the loot. Right now, what I'm going to do is launch PvP or chaos state. So that basically means I am flagged for PvP. On my alt character, I'm going to do the exact same thing. And now we should be able to deal damage to this person. Check it out. If we move away with our main account, right now we should also be able to deal damage to these crates. Every now and then you're going to see that you will lose the PvP state, so you're going to re-enable it so you can continue dealing damage to the chest. It can take some time if your alt character doesn't have a lot of damage, but after a certain point you can see that we can break the chest, interact with it, and there we go. We get our hands on that sweet wildfire weapon. Again, as you can see, I don't own any fragments or the blueprint in general, but still, right now, I can check out my character and equip this weapon, which is required level 40 though, so unfortunately, we won't be able to equip it right off the bat. But that is exactly what you can do for both weapons and armor, both PvP and PvE servers. Just make sure that you always do the flagging, otherwise dealing damage to the chests will simply not work. Then, last but not least, we have another PvP trading method, which people talked about in the past with the fresh release of Once Human, while on PvE servers it definitely doesn't work, and on PvP it might be patched already as well. Anyways, this method also involves a little bit of setup, but it's slightly simpler. You basically want to get rid of all the items from your character's inventory. Resources, ammo, consumables, etc. Pretty much everything you have on your character. Only have that item with you which you want to drop. For example, for the wildfire pistol right here, this is the one we're gonna equip. Then what we want to do is flag ourselves for PvP, do the exact same thing with the other character. This allows us to still PvP on a PvE server, but then we simply want to get ourselves killed. The first method would be to simply press escape, then click self-destruct. That will kill your character after you've given up, then some loot will drop on the floor. If you have a whole lot of items still in your inventory, like resources and consumables, some of those can also drop, so it's always going to be random. That is why you want to filter out everything you don't want to drop bank it inside your base, and have exclusively that piece of gear, weapon, or armor equipped so it can drop on the floor. On PvE servers, you will simply not drop any weapons or armor, even if you have that sole item in your inventory and you try as hard as possible. While it's possible that this method still works on PvP specific servers, let us know in the comments down below what you experienced. While the previous method, which we talked about, in my opinion, is much more convenient. Not only because it doesn't involve respawning and killing each other or even banking items in general, but guys, very important, before you consider trading weapons and armor or gear in general with other characters, you want to know that you won't be able to repair these items. Once you've given away something to another person, well, if they break it, they simply won't be able to do anything with it, as I simply can't bring it to the workbench and press repair, as the item still belongs to the original owner. That is the only person who can repair these items. Alright, so there you have it. 6 different methods which you can use in Once Human to trade all sorts of items with other players, including yourself. Not only resources and consumables, but also weapons, armor, and even deviations. If you enjoyed the content, a like would be very much appreciated, as I spent quite a lot of time preparing this guide with the 2 different accounts. And of course, if you have something to add to it, would be very nice if you can share your thoughts in the comments down below. I've got plenty more guides for Once Human on the channel. Right now though, it's 4 AM out. I want to wish you an amazing day and good luck trading. I'll check you in the next video or live stream. Peace.